April 23rd, just over a month ago, is that it is specifically focused and promoted and marketed as a fitness app as compared to many of the other experiences we've seen in VR that are entertainment that happen to make you sweat. So we're going to dive deep today into the game design, some of the business models. How do we bring a wonderful, physically rewarding experience from the real world into the interactive space? And I'm very excited because I am a fangirl. I feel like I see Leanne every day. So this is a treat for me. So I'd love to introduce the team. We'll jump into a great video to get you all excited and get you to download the experience. And then we'll come back and chat a little bit. So welcome, Team Within. I'd love for you to introduce yourself.
Thanks so much for having us. I'm Dan Copeland. I'm the Senior Business Development Manager at Within.
I'm Johnny Adute. I manage brand and marketing for Within and SuperNatural.
Hey, I'm Leanne Pedante. I am a coach for SuperNatural and the fitness supervisor.
Wonderful. So everyone around the world, I'm going to share my screen. We're going to run a video and we'll be back in a moment.
Not easy to say this, but you suck. Look, we tried everything to make this work. We tried running in place, biking in place, this thing in place. We broke out our old VHS tapes. We tried DIY treadmills, DIY leg presses. We tried dog squats, pig squats, baby squats. Seriously, we can do better than this. I want to wake up, jump out of bed every morning, and work out on the top of a mountain. And meet my coach in the most beautiful places on the planet.
Let's jump right into it. That's it. Hips back, chest up.
I want to do the whole damn workout in my pajamas. And I want to become a champion in a sport from the freaking future.
Take your whole body into those strikes.
Home workout, what if you could be more like this?
Let's finish strong here. Nice work, athlete.
You know what, home workout? Maybe there's still hope for us.
Wonderful. Fantastic. That's exciting. I didn't know that you knew I was working out in my pajamas all the time. Oh, this is what happens as we go into this. We are good to go. So thank you. I love that Leanne refers to everybody as athlete. It's actually very empowering. You changed it to champion today. I have a question about that later. I did notice that. So wonderful. So Within is a tremendous development studio that when I started in VR was there from the beginning. So Dan or Johnny, I'd love to know from your storytelling DNA, because that's what I originally expected when I heard about this mysterious project that was being worked on. How did you guys come up with a fitness experience?
Yeah, so we've been building VR and AR for the past 5 years as a company. And even before that, our founders, Chris Milk and Aaron Koblin, have been using technology to bring people into experiences and make them interactive and imbue them with music and meaning and art to enrich people's lives. And that's sort of been our company mission, is how can we enrich people's lives with immersive technology. And so if you follow the trajectory of our projects and our products, it has been sort of this natural progression to this point, which may seem surprising to some, but to get more specific, about 2 years ago, both Chris and Aaron were trying to get in better shape and be the founders of technology companies. They were trying all of the high tech, outlets that are out there, the Pelotons and the Tonals, and they were finding that the technology was amazing, but the form and the function of the workouts was very much the same as it's always been, either treadmills or stationary bikes. And so there wasn't that same degree of experimentation and evolution. And so while they were doing that exploration on their own and trying to find new ways to sweat, we were simultaneously bringing our multiplayer interactive narrative experiences to film festivals all over the world. We had an experience called Life of Us and another one called Chorus. And these were experiences where multiple people could go in and live a story together. And as we were showing them to thousands of people, we started seeing that people were going into it and they were having a blast. They were losing track of time, losing track of their inhibitions, and would often hand us back a very sweaty headset. And we realized that we could take all of those components that we were using to tell stories and build something from the ground up that got you sweating, that got you moving, but was also a lot of fun. And that was kind of the genesis to where we got today.
That's hard to communicate in a marketing campaign, but again, you're reaching the end user. And so thinking about, the folks who are joining us today are from the industry, and I think it's really important for them to understand, how they can evolve and take some of the best practices in terms of multi-user and storytelling. But from a marketing standpoint, Johnny, I'm going to ask you, who are you targeting with this fitness app? Because, this is launched on the Quest. They are very clear. It's a gaming audience. And all the fitness experiences, you want to reach mainstream. You want to bring in new audiences. So how do you balance that? Who are you targeting and how are you approaching them across all your different channels? It's
a great question. I think to quickly dovetail off of where Dan left off to answer your question, SuperNatural all began with this nugget of we can make fitness really, really, really fun using virtual reality, and getting your body to move while you're making targets explode and being surrounded by the most beautiful destinations in the world, and having someone like Leanne coach you and motivate you throughout that process kind of takes all of the pain and hassle and dread of going to the gym, or currently like myself having to deal with bands at home and get in the zone in my apartment, which is where I live in and spend all day long. It's really difficult.
Yes.
But getting to jump into SuperNatural and escape somewhere and get all of that motivation and move through movements that are choreographed by dancers makes that experience fun, enjoyable, magical. And the result is you leave it having conditioned your heart and getting healthier every day. When it comes to marketing and speaking to a community of mostly gamers, I think you'd be surprised to hear how many people who are cooped up at home right now are looking for a way in which to get fit that is more fun than available options. And it feels like a bit of a myth out there that it's only gamers that are interested in Quest experiences. I think in our approach to finding people that SuperNatural is a good fit for, it boils down into two categories. People who have completely rejected all available fitness options because they felt intimidated at the gym, or it was too painful or too much work. Let me mute my Slack, apologies.
No worries.
To go to Orange Theory or a fitness class where you're surrounded by other people. And then there are fitness enthusiasts, people who love going to the gym, who love going to these different classes and don't love the available at-home workout options. And SuperNatural comes in as a great supplement to make cardio more fun at home, or whatever it is that you're looking to do in your fitness routine. So the approach is really one of finding those people that are currently in the Quest market that are either looking for a way to stay fit at home or have never found that thing that worked for them, whether or not they're gamers. And then once Quests become available and the market can expand, we'll still be speaking to those two groups of people. They just won't have any previous experience with VR, and we'll have to do a little bit of extra work to educate them on the benefits of virtual reality.
So
Right.
Full disclosure, I consult also for Oculus, but this is more of a constructive feedback. Like, how much have they been supportive in the marketing efforts, in terms of, you guys have a very unique business. Don't worry, I'm getting to Leanne. I have so many questions to chat for hours, so not forgetting about you. But you guys have a subscription model. I think it's the very first one on the platform, separate from DLC and other types of things. but how much is Oculus working hand in hand with you, or any platform you may be porting to potentially in the future? Are you sort of working on your own and trying to figure out how to market? Because this is where I'm going to get to Leanne in a second, is how does she take her, her network, her clients, the people she talks to in the real world, and convince them to go buy an Oculus or any hardware and do this, that it's the same thing. So Leanne, I want to know about mapping and styles and getting those experiences, but also marketing. So from the subscription standpoint, just curious how you guys landed on that, and where has Oculus or any platform given you feedback on the pricing model?
Yeah, well, Oculus has been an incredible partner for us so far. And I think, not able to speak for them, but what we're proposing here is a digital fitness service on Quest, whereas the majority of the Quest ecosystem is focused on gaming. We are decidedly building not that. We are building a digital fitness service, and I think that Johnny was getting to it a little bit earlier. That has the potential to unlock a new addressable market for Oculus Quest. So it serves not only us to reach new people that don't yet have headsets, but I think in success, it can serve the entire ecosystem. If we're able to bring in, our parents and our aunts and our uncles and people who don't have headsets yet, but are looking for a fun way to work out at home, that makes the ecosystem and the the possible revenue streams that much greater. On your other question about subscription, it's certainly something that we spent a lot of time thinking about and looking closely at prior to launch. And we knew going into this that we would be the first out of the gate that's introducing this style of pricing. But again, we're a digital fitness service. So we are looking at finding members who want to make that monthly commitment or annual commitment to themselves, that they're going to prioritize fitness, that they're going to be coming into this app on a regular basis, looking for a workout. And similarly, we're making the commitment to them that we're going to be there every morning with a new workout, new music, new trainers, new environments. So we're not a title that you pay for one time and it's pencils down, it's a finished product, enjoy it as much as you want. We are going to be there, releasing new content and also, introducing new modalities of working out. And, we're really just getting started at this point.
Well, I was very pleased to see it. I mean, I read comments, I talk to my friends on the leaderboards, when we tipped over the free trial 30 days, who's going to sign up, right? I did, because I do it every day. But you have to try something to learn, to get the data, get the feedback, to see. It helps you, it informs your programming, obviously. How much do you reprogram some of the songs that you have? How many are new? I'm sure, Leanne, you take a lot of feedback as to what the community is saying, as to, I want more feedback as to this in the warm-ups or this in the cool downs or this much in your voiceover. So for you, how much are you involved? We'll get to the marketing and why you think you can bring that mainstream audience in. But how did you get involved, and how close are you in like the game design and making sure that if I sign up with the intention of, I want to lose weight, or I want toning, or, just a physical fitness, I want my cardiovascular health, how do you have input to inform the game design? Or how do you feel, your community of other coaches can help the game designers not do this in a vacuum?
Yeah, totally. So I'll start with how I got involved, just because I think that what drew me to SuperNatural is going to be something that it's just something that's really unique in any fitness space, whether in VR or outside of it. I was brought in to kind of test coach some things way back in the day, and I had never put on a VR headset before, and I was shocked at the loss of time, but also in my personal training work, I work a lot with folks that are coming out of eating disorder recovery and trying to get back into movement. And that's a very fragile and challenging space to be in, because most fitness spaces can be pretty triggering, right? If you've had body dysmorphia or eating disorders. And in this SuperNatural workout, you don't see yourself. You're not shoved in front of a mirror. You are completely surrounded by nature and beauty in this otherworldly experience, and you're moving your body, and it feels completely unrelated to getting skinny or looking a certain way, or like, it is all just joy. And that was my entire motivation for even like getting into a career of fitness in the first place. And so it hadn't even occurred to me that like these kinds of products existed or were possible. So I've been a total fangirl myself since like the very first experience, been unabashedly stalking SuperNatural. It's totally worked out for me. But I think to answer your question as far as like how the coaches can kind of inform, like you said, like right now we're getting a ton of feedback and it's excellent. And, I've started physical fitness studios. I've trained one-on-one. I've worked for very big gyms. And how all of that works, and it's going to be the same with SuperNatural, is the community will inform what they need. And so, right now I feel like we're vastly in a listening mode. And that is all going to just continue, right? Like, I think a lot of fitness experiences or even personal trainers fail when they think, I'm going to train people this way. This gym is going to look and feel like this because this is what I think it should be. And then people show up and they're not having their needs met.
Yeah.
People's fitness journeys are so emotional and so intensely personal. I think it's I think it's exactly the right space to be like, we are going to find out what people need and then we're going to create it.
I think without sounding tone deaf, there are some benefits to these early adopters, myself including, jumping in with SuperNatural, right? You're getting that feedback and you've sort of got your own closed study, if you will, I think. And then as the hardware, I think Oculus announced within the last day, it's back on the shelves, virtual shelves, if you will. It's going to grow. VR is in the mainstream. It's in our vernacular more so now. And so we're going to benefit from that. And so this is sort of like a closed study, because I do think, and I know from speaking to a lot of folks that also participate in SuperNatural, some of us are concerned with, form factor. And I tweaked this, I did this, or I love how Coach Doc reminds me to breathe. And I love how, when I'm doing my glutes over here, I've just got enthusiasm left and right, coming from folks. And it's great to have coaches with different styles. My guess is that, and again, I know how development works and there's roadmaps, that personal experience, Leanne, that you spoke to, people are going to want to probably dive deeper than the, low, medium, high intensity, maybe custom for certain purposes and other, but I think this is a good period for you guys in doing this. And I think what's really interesting, even though you said you never thought there were these mediums for working out or anything, I don't know if Dusty Springfield thought her song was going to end up in a fitness app, like Son of a Preacher Man. I love the music. I'm discovering Lizzo. I knew who she was, didn't listen to her. Amazing, right? You brought back classics. It's an eclectic group. Some songs I think are awesome that are going to reach the classic rock, my generation, but might be a little slow in the low intensity ones. Fleetwood Mac, had enough of that, but but I love a lot of the Rap Attack and everything. But music, a lot of people don't understand how hard it is to work with music. It's not just about mapping it and getting the right movements and mechanics and the turns correct, but it's what music you can choose. And a lot of developers in this space would love to use music, but there are a lot of hurdles there. So at a high level, Dan, Johnny, just curious as to what it's prevented you from doing or how it's been an opportunity to have such a wide, from rap to classic rock to pop. It's been amazing.
Yeah. The music licensing was certainly complex, and we even have had, I know Chris, our founder, who was a pretty well-known music video director prior to founding our company. So he had a lot of the connections at the labels that you would want to start those conversations. And it still took us over a year to close our deals. But we thought it was really important for a workout service, a fitness service, to have great music that we all know and love, which is why we pursued these full catalog deals. So, I mean, in terms of limitations, I mean, now that the deals are in place in US and Canada, and we've established those templates, we're now, shifting our attention to how we can secure the rights internationally, so we can start to unlock new territories.
I'm talking about it so much, and my friends in Europe are like, I don't have it yet, and I know why, but I think they are eager for that. So that's huge priority for us. It was just, we had to focus somewhere to get the deals closed. And if we remember, it's a long time ago at this point, but the music streaming services that we all now use, we take for granted that they're available everywhere. But when they first launched, they weren't available, in every territory. So we've established that template, and we're excited to start growing into new territories. And now that the deals are done, our team has the full breadth of the largest music labels in the world to start crafting their workouts from. And so it's been really exciting to see the feedback that we've been getting from users in terms of their likes and dislikes. Everybody is different. You can't cater to everybody. Yeah, I read the comments, and some are like, I don't know who these people are. Tempo and style and everything are completely different, and so we're trying to we're scaling up that team and scaling up the ability to start to meet those demands at an you have rate. I mean, at some point when you can navigate and choose genres or on an a la carte song basis, of course everybody's going to want that, and that's what a roadmap is for. And you'll get there, and you'll have Leanne's greatest hits, and you'll have those things of that nature. And it's, you guys, you market as travel and music and fitness, but my feeling is in this space you got to sort of self-edit, and the fitness angle is really, I think, the leading, diversification, if you will, of the portfolio. So we only have a few minutes left, and I wish we could talk so much more. I have so many more questions, but I just want to ask about, just from the physical fitness side of things with Leanne. There are people who do want, who care about safety. They care about making sure that, they turn the right way and they are contracting their abs, and they want to make sure, because in a 2D video game, it's a different way of designing than in an interactive space where you can actually move around and swing. So how do you translate those movements from real life into this space so that people feel comfortable that, there are some benefits and there are nuances in the way that they swing or turn their body? Do you have a specific style, or, because I've seen differences in some of the trainers in some of those things. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Style is unique, but I'm just curious. I just want to make sure that from a fitness angle, when people are going to say, I'm going to go into SuperNatural, I know this is fitness and I'm going to, stretch my muscles, tone my abs. I'm just curious how you approach that to make sure it's a fitness experience and not just fun. It's fun.
Right. But, Yeah, totally. So, I mean, one of the things that we're doing that will actually come out quite soon is that we'll add a component of video, like we're calling pro tips, right? So you watch me, let's walk through step by step how to properly get into this side lunge, how to properly drop into these triangles, right? Because when you're in the workout, we're in the flow, and you don't really want the coach to go into this deep granular detail about your perfect form, but that stuff's really valuable. So we're figuring out ways to just supplement that and get it, into everyone's education. And really, I mean, I think one of the big things that I see people responding to as part of our members is that, like, we are an interactive, in real time community. And so I'm constantly chatting with people on Discord and Twitter and Instagram who are just like, sending me pictures and being like, is this how you do this? Like, what's up? I feel like I don't really know how to, what's I supposed to be? I mean, and that's like, it's awesome. And people are, you know, our members are talking to each other and be like, hey, I just realized that when I do this and I squeeze this, it feels better. So it's a really community effort too, which is really
That's important. I appreciate that. And we have a minute left, and you bring up community, which is important. You have the website, you have the leaderboard, you have your friends, you have the app. I think that's important to elevate community. I think that's something that this audience should, you know, take away and focus on as well, the community aspect. So last question for now, and we'll have to say goodbye, is if you had a dream song to map to or to work out to, come on.
Oh my gosh.
Throw out one. You got 25 seconds.
Uh,
Any song in the world? Oh, come on.
I would never listen to it in real life, but for working out, I just want to hear like crazy Steve Aoki, like music.
All right, I'll make the call. Come on, Dan. Johnny, last one.
Probably my favorite workout thus far. It definitely had some Fleetwood in it, so I'm sorry, Jenna, but we had a workout that was like mostly funk. So just more James Brown. I sent an email to our content team as soon as I came out of it. That was just like more funk, please.
That's a good one. So. Johnny?
For me, surprisingly, I don't really listen to hard rock for fun, nor have I ever worked out to it. But slamming targets on top of a mountain to hard rock in SuperNatural is some of the most fun I've ever had.
It's a big relief.
I love a hardcore rock playlist.
All right, so I want my you know, my 80s glam rock. So that's all I ask for. So
okay, we'll get around to that, Jen. Don't worry.
Putting my request in. Thank you guys. I hope we have a chance to actually do more sessions and talk more about this and see where you guys are 6 months in a year. But thank you. It's a pleasure chatting with you, everyone, for joining us today. Take a stab and jump in and do some SuperNatural. It's worth it. Wonderful. Have a wonderful night, day to everyone. Talk to you all soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.